Hello. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Let's get IG live. I know my camera look a little twisted here today. Good afternoon, guys. How are you guys doing out there today? Thanks for jumping on here, Andy. I love it. Hello, Auntie. All right. You always give me some fire, nephew. I love it when you jump on here. You get me all fired up. I'm so happy to always see you. That's so beautiful. All right. So thank you for tuning in all the time. Good afternoon, guys. How are you guys doing out there? Hi. Over here. I'm so glad for you guys to jump on here today. Elaine Proby, CEO, Proby Stocks and Accounting. And today, this is on Thursdays, we do some stuff that affect personal income taxes or whatever kind of taxes. Today, we're going to talk about different type of taxes that affects you personally, guys. For the most part, on Tuesdays, we try to do things that will affect businesses. And for those of you who are starting businesses and have business already, we talked about taxes and certain information that affects your business in terms of how to improve and how to get better at what you're doing and make money at it. And then on Thursdays, we try to focus on some of the personal issues that has to do with taxes, and basically so that you can get a jump start on this stuff. And that way you can save again if you don't know what to expect, what's coming down the pike, what to make adjustment for, how to, change the way you're doing certain things. And some of the stuff, of course, we won't have any control over. And I will talk about those when I talk about the type of taxes that's going to be changed. Some already changed because it's July 1st. Some of it was taken into effect, and a few of them was retroactive since January. Okay, so we'll talk about those, but at least you need to be aware of those things. And, the more knowledge you have, of course, the better off you are. And that's always the case. All right, so today we're going to talk about new tax changes that actually went in effect, some of them in July 1st. And then I'll mention a few things that happened prior to as well, but all has to do with 2021. And so we're going to talk about 3 different types of tax law changes that went into effect. And specifically, number 1, we're going to talk about the sales taxes. And this one, you guys, is not going to be too thrilled about. And we're going to talk about some individual taxes. There's some good news in one state about that. And then we'll talk about the transportation tax. And the transportation tax, you guys got to listen to this because this has to do with the gas. And everybody goes to the pump, and every day they want to know what's going on. This would at least give you some insight as to what that's all about. So at least, maybe you'll go to the pump and do like I do. I don't even look at it anymore because there's not that much I can do about it. All right. And then you need the gas or you need to go. So that's the transportation taxes we're going to talk about. So let's jump right into it. Okay. Hi, Inez. How are you doing? All right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Okay. So let's jump right into it, guys. Number 1, we want to talk about the sales taxes. And this is nationwide, okay? There's a lot of state that has put into effect a lot of different type of taxes. And if you know that sales taxes is based on product and that you purchase for the most part. And for the most part, a lot of state have been, contemplating taxing certain items. And some of those items that they've been contemplating taxing, for instance, is like the nicotine tax. Some of them is going to do sales taxes on, or raise the sales taxes on cigarettes, stuff like that, and even the marijuana tax in certain states, Florida, Kansas, and New Jersey. All of those people are raising tax in one way or another or taxing certain things. As a matter of fact, in Florida, they're going to do like a seller's tax. People go to these flea markets and stuff like that. So they're going to increase the taxes on those folks that are doing that. So just based on where you are, guys, look out for that stuff. And then if it's something that you were doing before, you weren't paying taxes. If you were just, what they call it, a seller, if you were just selling stuff at a flea market or something like that, you may not have been paying taxes on it before, or however it is, especially in the state of Florida, you might want to know why it is that you have to start paying taxes. These are things that they put in effect in July. Already said July 1st, so they have already started this. So maybe next month or whenever you will see a bill for that, or you will see that you have to file taxes on those merchandise that you have sold. So it's very important to stay on top of this stuff, guys, because again, it takes away from your profit, because if you have to make money and pay taxes on it, and you're not compensating for it in terms of your costs and your selling price, then of course you will not be making any money. So that's why you have to stay on top of this stuff, because you don't want to just pay out the taxes and you're not, your cost is not comparable to what it is that you're buying merchandise for and selling them for. Okay. Now the sales taxes that you collect for from the public for the government Okay, so those sales taxes you collect from the public for the government, but again, it can reduce your sales because if someone feels like you're charging too much, which has nothing to do with you, then that may hamper your sales. Okay, so but it's good to stay on top of this stuff so you really know what's going on with that. And so that's some of those other states, like I said, Florida, New Jersey, and a lot of the other states. They're taxing things like the nicotine, cigarettes. Some of them is the marijuana taxes, the seller's permit for people that's at flea market and other type of merchandise. Now I want to get to our very favorite state here in the state of California, which is known to have the highest sales taxes. We are raising sales taxes here again in the state of California, guys, depending on what city you're in, what county you're in. The taxes have been raised. The sales taxes is raised again, and some of the rates, the rates rate range from 7.25% now up to 10.25% on merchandise that you purchase. So that's the range depending on what city or what county you're in. And then the change went from either 0.5%, which is 0.5, up to 1.25%. So what you were paying for the price of something now, the sales tax increase, so that will cost you more money. So you guys need to be aware of this. So July 1st, California sales taxes have increased again. And it all depends on what city you're in, what county you're in. And we are said to obviously have the highest tax state. We're in one of the highest tax states. So we're paying more sales taxes here than any other state, guys. And one thing I want to point out here, this sales tax increase, it was actually voted on back in November of 2020. Now, you guys, when you go to the poll and you do these votes, it's good also to know what it is that you're voting for, because you voted for this stuff, it got passed, and now it's in effect now, right? So we voted somehow, whatever we voted on, this is what happened. And of course, you got to read all that stuff. And then so the sales taxes increased because we voted for it back in November of 2020, okay? So it's nothing that they did that we didn't know anything about. All right, so that's for the sales taxes, guys. That's the first point today in terms of what's changing. July 1st already took effect on these changes in a lot of states all over the United States based on different types of taxes that they're imposing. All right, so we have something from Cherise. What she says, I learned so much from your live each week. Learn so much from a live each week. All right, valuable information. All right, I just love you guys. I mean, I get so much great feedback. This is very important to me. And the fact that people have learned so much, done so much, people have started business and are calling me and getting more information on how they can continue to make their business grow. And I'm very, very excited and very proud to be able to provide this information to you guys. Again, like I said, your success is our business. I want everybody to be successful in whatever it is that you're doing, and especially saving you money in your personal tax lives so that you can have more money in your pocket, right? And build more wealth. That's what we want to do. So that's why we talk about this stuff, guys. That's the first point. Let's go to the second point. The second point is going to talk about individual income taxes. What happened? There's a lot of states who have also raised taxes. This is on the state end of things, and some of it has to do with corporate taxes have been increased by a lot of states. But I wanted to point this one out, which is very, very, this is great because most of the time it's raising taxes and paying more taxes. But there's some good news in the state of Idaho. What they did, they had signed into law where there's going to be a rebate on your state tax, right? So what they're going to do starting July 1st, which they may have already done, they will go back to your 2019, from 2019 or 20 if it's filed tax return, and they will provide a refund to people, up to 9% of taxes that you paid, and or $50 per person and per dependent. And so that's just going to be a rebate and refund on the income taxes, individual income taxes in the state of Idaho, which is really great. It'd be nice. A lot of states are doing certain things. It'd be great if they all do, but everyone does it in their own way. Again, you guys know that in California here, there's the Golden State rebate that they're giving, where they're sending out the $600 to certain people who are eligible for that. So as far as the tax changes individually per state, that is great. A lot of them are doing things in the opposite end where they're not really charging you more money, but they're trying to give you money back. So that's beautiful on the individual side of things for the state. However, I just wanted to add to that for 2021. I want to add in here on the federal end of things, the tax bracket is changing for 2021. So for 2021, you guys may be paying more taxes simply because you move into another bracket, right? So what they did, that they had shortened the bracket. So if you were paying 10% taxes in 2020 up to $9,875, so in 2021, so you're going to be paying, the bracket has widened itself, so you're going to be paying more taxes. Now, a lot of times people come and get their taxes done and they want to know, why it's so different. A few more dollars can put you into another tax bracket, okay? So once you pass that threshold, it goes into another tax bracket, and it's not that much money in terms of your gross revenue, but then the tax rate will change anywhere from 2%, because it goes from 10% to 12, and then it goes up 22, 24, and 32, and the highest tax bracket there would be about 37%. So you can quickly get into another bracket by not making a whole lot of money. For the people who's on the low end of just bumping over into another tax bracket, now when they change the bracket and they change the amount of dollars that you can gross, and they shorten that, so you're jumping into another tax bracket really quickly. I mean, this is something, like I said, if you stay on top of your finances. A lot of people, and I really love this, because a lot of people usually wind up calling because if they feel like they're making more money this year and they feel they need to make adjustment in their taxes. I've had people who have called to find out if they're doing the right thing, if they're having the right withholding. And for those who are always paying, if they're paying the right estimated taxes, this is what you have to do. You have to stay in front of it. You have to stay on top and make sure that you do it in advance. Pay less penalty at the end, guys, and you don't have such a large tax bill if you stay on top of this stuff. So this is really great, and this is what I like about having these conversations, because it had prompt people to call and get information on what they look like as far as the amount of taxes they paid in and what they're expected to face at the end of the year. And there's no surprises, right? And if you can do something in advance, it makes it much easier on you, all right? There's some folks on here. Lorna Smith, thank you for jumping on. Mr. Turner, thank you for jumping in here today. And there's a lot of folks over here on IG. I want to thank you guys for jumping in here. Appreciate you. Today we're talking about new tax changes. Some of it came into effect July 1st, which has already happened this month, and few of it which retro back to January the 1st. This third topic here, guys, this one, you guys are going to love this. This affects everybody across the nation. This one is the transportation tax. The third point today is the transportation tax. And what happens here is everybody knows that, we're all on these highways. We're all driving our cars. The transportation tax has a lot to do with monies that they need to improve the roads and the highways and the bridges, right? That's what that tax is. And so we get it a lot in the form of gasoline tax, right? Because that's the thing that drives the vehicle. So we can be running on these highways and roads. And so the gasoline tax is what has been increased in July the 1st, right? And this is across the nation, of course, but I love to talk about our famous state here in the state of California. California have increased gas taxes, guys. 4 years ago, back in 2017, it went up by 12 cents. And then I got to give you these numbers. Another 5.16 cents in 19, 3.2 cents in 20, and 0.6 cents in 2021. And what it did was it bring the state levy on the taxes to 50.5 cents per gallon of gas. Now, of course, that affects everybody. It affects us when we go to the pump, because they're paying so much to the state in taxes. Then it's the per gallon of gas goes up, and this is where we get it, right? So we have to pay for that. But again, we all are excited and happy when the roads are nice, right? I mean, how many of you guys jump in the freeway and it's just really, really nice? The lanes are widened. This is beautiful. The roads are great. You know what I mean? So we enjoy that. So, I mean, I guess that's the trade-off. You got to pay to get the work done. Now, what California is saying, of course, they are behind the rest of the nation because the cost here is so much. Since 2017, they have only done half of the work that is needed. And this is why we needed July 1st, another transportation gas tax increase, because only half the work was done since 2017 till now. They're way behind the rest of the nation because the other states, they are way ahead and they've got more of their work done. As a matter of fact, Caltrans are saying that they need another $122 billion over the next 10 years just to get all these roads and bridges and highways right. Okay, that's a lot of money. So, I mean, don't be surprised if next year or year after next, there's not another gradual gas tax increase, which again, that money goes to help our roads and bridges, right? So that's it for transportation, and I know everybody likes it because everybody goes to the pump and they say that something is different. Why is it going up? The tax, the gas is increased, but this is what it is. And again, too, sometimes it's not a matter of paying it. We know why we're paying, and we're making sure that our highways and our bridges are safe, and we make sure that they're kept up to date. So they need money for this stuff. All right. So clothes for pop. I had a question over here. It's crazy. The crazy part is I knew. What did she say? She said it's crazy because she didn't do anything but the taxes at the pump. I mean, I can't really read all that close for power, but I wish she was over here on Facebook. But yeah, it is crazy. And again, we just have to pay attention to what's happening around us. We have to pay attention to what we vote for when we go to the polls. And then again, we know what all this stuff has been used for. And then, of course, if we see where it's going, it kind of helped the situation a bit, right? So, guys, those are 3 points I want to make today in new tax changes. Again, the 3 points today. Number one is the sales tax. July 1st, our famous state of California raised it again. The tax rate is anywhere from 7.25% to 10.25%, depending on what city you're in. So look, if there's one street that separates you might want to not buy over here in Inglewood. You might want to buy in LA, or you might not want to buy in Rialto. You want to buy in Fontana. I don't know. But I mean, that's a lot of work to figure that out anyway, because where you are is what you want to get. However, that's what's happening. The sales tax increase, which is effective in July of this year. And California is one of the highest states in sales taxes. So number in taxes period, actually. Number two, the individual income taxes. Like I said, the state of Idaho had a wonderful thing right now where they're going to be sending out money to people based on their state income taxes that they paid in 2019. And they're going to at least send a refund by 9% and a rebate out, folks. That is awesome. And then on the other hand, we know our Golden State was giving money back here, $600 per person, and the state of California as well. But on the federal side, the tax bracket have increased from 20 to 21. So depending on how much money you make, guys, you can be paying more taxes, more federal taxes. You may cross over into another tax bracket because they adjust the tax bracket, so you'll be paying a higher tax rate and maybe not making as much more money, right? So you got to take a look at that. And then the third point today is the transportation tax. Of course, that has to do with the gas tax that we pay at the pump, and that helps the states to improve and build roads and bridges and highways. So it makes it safe for us, right? And I think one of the things that they were talking about in the state of California, and I didn't mention this, is that because so many folks are going into fuel efficiency cars, so that will decrease the amount of fuel that people buy. And then, the electric cars, they're talking about the electric cars as well. So now, listen to this one. Listen to this one. They're trying to figure out ways of how they're going to continue to keep this revenue going, because if most people are doing that, then what they'll do is they're going to need more money, right? So they're going to think about a mileage tax. All right. So if you drive a lot, for those of you who drive a lot, they figure that you may have to pay more instead of getting more gas, because that's not, if you're in an electric car. So if they go to a mileage tax, then you have to pay based on the mileage you drive as opposed to buying a gas, because then you don't have to do that. So they're thinking of ways to do that. So either way it goes, guys, the idea is that we got to, put money in to maintain this stuff. So those are the 3 points today. Want to make sure that you guys understand those. Again, if you understand what all this stuff is about, sometimes it just makes it a little bit easier. It's a little bit easier to, to pay into that fund. Okay. And which for the most part, it's mandatory. We don't have a choice. We got to do it. All right. So that's it for me today. And see, Leonard Smith, what are you saying over here? Great information. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you for jumping on here. And everyone over here at IG, appreciate you guys for tuning in. Hit like and share, guys. A lot of people need this information. There's something that everyone gets. Hey, everyone gets. Thank you, sis. All right, Laverne. There's a lot of people that use this information. I get great calls back, and so we keep this going because people have used it, and some people come back through here. They check out these videos, and they call me, and they, they are very thankful for the information that we provide here. So if you guys have any questions, put it in the comments, hit like and share on this video again, get it all out to your folks so that everyone can make use of this information. And thank you guys for jumping on here. We'll be back again. Let's see, leave your questions in the comments. We'll be back again next week with more information, and look out for other live class where we're going to be talking about how you can get your business started. I'll give you 5 points. You can get your business started, up and running, make money, get it out there, market it, and make money, and just be on the road to creating wealth. Andy, appreciate it. Will be. All right. Hey, Brenda, thanks for jumping on. Good afternoon. All right, I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Andy. More information, and you know what, guys, because I have got people who started business from listening to these live. Started business from listening to these live. So that is very inspiring to me. All right. Good afternoon. Thanks, Brenda. Thanks for jumping on here. Appreciate you always for sharing as well. That is beautiful. And you guys, with that said, I want you guys to have a wonderful rest of your day and take care of each other, right? And you guys take care of yourself. See y'all next week. Bye-bye.